Have you ever stopped and wondered if your daily eating habits, the foods you enjoy regularly, might be quietly impacting your memory and cognitive abilities, especially as we move into our middle and senior years? Let me introduce you to a woman, Sarah, who's 70, vibrant, and loves life. She always savors afternoon tea with her friends, along with some tasty sweet treats. But little did she know those seemingly harmless food habits were gradually affecting her ability to remember her grandkids' names or even where she'd left her car keys. The truth is, many seniors are unintentionally consuming foods that can contribute to an increased risk of dementia and cognitive decline. It's not just Sarah's issue, it's a major public health challenge as the global population ages. But the good news is we can absolutely take charge of protecting our brains by learning about and avoiding harmful foods and establishing healthier eating habits. In today's video, we're going to explore the 4 worst foods for senior brain health and share practical alternatives that are easy to incorporate into our daily lives. We won't just list foods to avoid, we'll dive into how they impact the brain, what the science says, and we'll share real-life stories to show you the importance of food choices. Please leave a comment and let me know where you're watching from. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss other helpful videos about senior health. Now let's dive into the first culprit. Something most of us probably ate last week. That's fast food and processed foods. 1. Fast food and processed foods, a hidden threat. I'm sure we've all had those busy days when preparing a nutritious meal feels impossible. And in those moments, fast food and processed options, like instant noodles, frozen pizza, or hot dogs seem like a convenient solution. Unfortunately, these foods pose a real threat to brain health, especially for older adults. We often see attractive ads for these foods with eye-catching images and promises of great taste. But do we truly understand what they're bringing to the table? Fast food and processed foods are usually loaded with hidden sugars, trans fats, sodium, and artificial additives. These aren't just bad for your heart, they also negatively impact your brain. Let's break down the components. Hidden sugars aren't just in candies. They're also all over the place in sauces, canned goods, and even seasonings. Too much sugar can cause insulin resistance, which reduces your cell's ability to absorb sugar, leading to energy shortages for your brain. Over time, this can impair cognitive function and increase the risk of dementia. Then let's talk about trans fats, an unhealthy fat produced during the hydrogenation of vegetable oils. They don't just boost bad cholesterol, LDL, they also decrease good cholesterol, HDL, leading to inflammation and clogged blood vessels, including those feeding your brain. This reduces the amount of oxygen and nutrients reaching your brain, which impacts normal cell function. Then there's the high sodium content in fast and processed foods, which can cause high blood pressure and damage to blood vessels, including those in the brain, which then increases the risk of vascular dementia. Finally, artificial additives, like preservatives, colorings, artificial sweeteners, and artificial flavors can cause digestive issues, affect your gut bacteria, and even trigger allergies. And a healthy gut is essential for producing neurotransmitters that affect mood and brain function. Numerous scientific studies have demonstrated the connection between consuming fast and processed foods and cognitive decline and an increased risk of dementia. A study in the journal Neurology showed that people who regularly ate fast food had a 35% higher risk of memory decline compared to those who ate a healthy diet. Another study in Alzheimer's and dementia showed that trans fats can increase the risk of developing Alzheimer's by 75%. So, it's clear how damaging fast food and processed foods are to your brain. To illustrate this, let's hear Sarah's story. Sarah, that vibrant 70-year-old we talked about earlier, used to frequently eat processed foods due to their convenience. After she noticed her memory was declining, she decided to change her eating habits. She started to dedicate time to preparing healthy meals at home using fresh foods and minimizing her fast food intake. And after a while, she noticed her memory significantly improved and she felt more clear-headed and energetic. So, what should we do to avoid the risks of fast and processed foods? Instead of reaching for instant noodles, frozen pizza, or hot dogs, try to set aside some time to prepare a healthier meal at home. For breakfast, instead of processed cereal, try whole grain oatmeal with nuts and fresh fruit. Or try whole wheat toast with eggs and veggies. For lunch, instead of a sandwich with deli meat, try a salad with grilled chicken or fish. You could also prepare brown rice with a healthy side dish. And for dinner, instead of frozen pizza, try making your own with fresh vegetables and low-fat cheese. Or try some sort of stew or soup with vegetables and lean meat. For snacks, rather than chips or candy, go for nuts, fresh fruit, or unsweetened yogurt. And next, following fast food and processed foods, we will explore another dangerous type of fat, and that's trans fats. 2. Trans fats, a silent destroyer. As we discussed earlier, trans fats are an unhealthy type of fat that can negatively impact your brain health. Trans fats are made during the hydrogenation of vegetable oils, which turns the liquid oils into solids. This process extends the product's shelf life, but also changes the fat's chemical structure, making it unhealthy. How do trans fats affect your body? First, they affect the blood vessels by increasing bad cholesterol, LDL, and decreasing good cholesterol, HDL, causing inflammation and arterial plaque. This reduces the blood flow to your brain, depriving the brain cells of the oxygen and nutrients they need. Second, they affect the cell membrane by changing the structure of the nerve cell membranes, reducing the ability of the cells to function and communicate. This can impair cognitive functions and increase the risk of dementia. Scientific studies have shown that consuming trans fats is linked to a higher risk of heart disease, diabetes, and neurodegenerative diseases including dementia. A study in the journal JAMA Neurology showed that people with high levels of trans fats in their blood were more likely to develop Alzheimer's compared to those with low levels of trans fats. To understand this better, let's hear Ben's story. Ben, a 65-year-old man, used to frequently use margarine for cooking and often ate packaged cookies and fried food. After learning about the dangers of trans fats, he decided to change his eating habits. He started to use olive oil instead of margarine and significantly cut down on packaged cookies and fried food. And after a while, he noticed his health had significantly improved and his memory was better. So, how can we protect ourselves from trans fats? First, read food labels carefully. Check the nutrition labels to avoid products that contain trans fats. Trans fats are often listed as partially hydrogenated oil. Secondly, use olive oil. Instead of using margarine or refined vegetable oils, use olive oil for cooking, as it's rich in monounsaturated fats that are good for your heart and brain. Third, bake or steam your food. Instead of frying, try healthier cooking methods like baking or steaming to reduce fat in your meals. Finally, make your own baked goods. Instead of buying packaged cookies, try baking your own with healthy ingredients like whole wheat flour, nuts, and fresh fruit. And next, following trans fats, we'll explore a seemingly harmless dietary habit that has a negative impact on our brain, that's consuming too many sugary drinks. 3 sugary drinks, sweet but deadly. We often hear about how sugar is bad for weight, but we rarely think about how it affects the brain. The truth is, sugary drinks can severely harm the brain, especially in older adults. When you consume sugary drinks, the blood sugar level spikes suddenly, causing a series of harmful reactions in your body. When blood sugar levels spike, your body is stimulated to release insulin, a hormone that helps move sugar into the cells. However, when you regularly consume too much sugar, the cells can develop insulin resistance, reducing their ability to absorb sugar. This can lead to energy shortages for your brain, impairing cognitive function and increasing the risk of dementia. Additionally, consuming too much sugar can also cause inflammation in the body, including the brain. Chronic inflammation can damage nerve cells and cause issues with memory and cognitive abilities. Lastly, high blood sugar levels can also cause oxidative stress, a process that destroys cells due to free radicals. Oxidative stress can damage brain cells and lead to neurodegenerative diseases. Numerous scientific studies have demonstrated the link between consuming sugary drinks and cognitive decline and the increased risk of dementia. A study in the journal Diabetes Care showed that people who frequently drank sugary drinks were at a higher risk of memory decline compared to those who did not. Another study in The Lancet showed that consuming sugary drinks can increase the risk of Alzheimer's disease. Let's consider Heather's story. Heather, a 60-year-old woman, used to regularly consume sodas and sweetened tea. After she noticed her memory was declining, she decided to change her eating habits. She started to drink more water and replaced the sugary drinks with fresh fruit, juices, or herbal tea. And after some time, she noticed that her memory had significantly improved and she felt more energetic. So, what healthier options can we choose instead of sugary drinks? First, nothing is better than water. Be sure to stay hydrated. Instead of drinking packaged juice, make your own fresh fruit juice at home. Pick the fruits you enjoy and combine them to create some delicious and nutritious drinks. Herbal teas are also great alternatives for sugary drinks. Choose options like green tea, chamomile tea, ginger tea, or peppermint tea, depending on what you like. If you're a coffee lover, try drinking coffee unsweetened or with only a tiny bit of sugar. You could also use unsweetened milks like almond milk or soy milk, and the most important thing is to do your best to reduce the consumption of sugary drinks, such as sodas, sweetened tea, and energy drinks. And finally, we'll explore a common seasoning that many of us use daily, but when used in excess can cause a huge number of issues for the brain. That's excess salt. 4. Excess salt, a recipe for trouble. Many of us don't realize that salt doesn't just damage the heart, but it can also negatively impact the brain, especially in older adults. When you consume too much salt, your body retains more water, which increases blood volume and blood pressure. High blood pressure can damage the blood vessels, including those in the brain. So, how does excess salt harm the brain? First, it can damage the blood vessels by narrowing them, which decreases blood flow to the brain. This can lead to oxygen and nutrient shortages for brain cells, which can impair cognitive function and increase the risk of vascular dementia. Additionally, excess salt can increase free radicals, causing oxidative stress, which damages brain cells and causes issues with memory and cognition. Studies have shown that consuming too much salt is linked to an increased risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, and neurodegenerative diseases including dementia. A study in the journal Stroke showed that people who consumed high amounts of salt were more likely to have a stroke compared to those who consumed low amounts of salt. Let's hear from Tom. Tom, a 75-year-old man, used to eat a lot of salty foods, such as pickled foods, salted fish, and canned goods. After learning about the dangers of salt, he decided to change his eating habits. He started using natural seasonings in his cooking and minimized eating salty foods. And after some time, he noticed his blood pressure had lowered and he felt healthier. So what steps can we take to decrease the amount of salt in our daily diet? First, read food labels carefully. Check the labels to avoid foods that contain excessive salt. These items are usually listed as sodium or salt in the ingredient list. Second, Cook at home. When you cook at home, you can control the amount of salt you use. Try using natural seasonings like garlic, onion, ginger, chili, and herbs. Third, limit salty foods such as pickled items, fish sauce, and canned foods. Fourth, add more vegetables in your diet, since they contain potassium that helps lower blood pressure. Instead of using refined salt, try using sea salt because it contains many beneficial minerals for the body. And finally, try other flavor enhancers like lemon, vinegar, or herbs to replace salt to make your food delicious and appealing. And that's it. We have explored the 4 worst foods for brain health in older adults. Those foods are fast food and processed foods, trans fats, sugary drinks, and excess salt. These foods don't only harm your heart, they also severely damage your brain, which increases the risk of dementia and cognitive decline. However, don't worry too much because you can absolutely take control of protecting your brain by avoiding these harmful foods and by building healthier habits. Start with small changes such as reading food labels, choosing fresh food options, cooking at home, drinking enough water, and reducing salty foods. Remember, it's never too late to make positive changes for your health. By choosing smarter foods, you're not only nourishing your body but also protecting your brain, moving toward a clearer mind and a healthier, happier life. Please share this video with your friends and family so that we can all build a healthier community. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel to get more videos about health for senior adults. Thank you for watching.